Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, all points in between on the iHeart Radio app and the YouTube machine. We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. We like to communicate with our listeners. You can enter that rage cage. That's that little red talkback microphone at the top of the iHeart Radio app. Press that and record a hot take. We'll play the best of those later in the show. You can maybe even win a prize if it's really good. You can also hit us up on the Mills Air text line. That would be 50857. We have a big show ahead. Krabby Krabs got some Jags talk. Tony Baselli going to join us at 3:30 this afternoon. Looking forward to it.
Got that. Got some Magic talk to get to with the potential of Franz Wagner coming back, and the Orlando Storm head coach Anthony Beck joining us later on in the show as well. So we are, as they say in the biz, loaded up.
The biz is busy today. Let's get to some highlights and headlines. As I mentioned, the Jaguars announced yesterday they will be playing in Orlando 2027. Shad Khan, the owner, team president Mark Lamping, and Tony Baselli were in Orlando today for a big press conference. I was there. We'll talk about that later in the show with Tony Baselli. But yes, the Orlando Magic rebounded last night after that historic 52-point loss in Toronto on Sunday. They took care of business, sort of, by beating the Phoenix Suns 115-111 at Kia Center. Here's the highlights.
Jalen to initiate. Brooks checking him. They go over to Banchero. He's got Booker on him. Paulo lowers his shoulder, draws contact, muscles it up and in and one. And Banchero will head to the free throw line with a chance to give the Magic a 1-point lead. Here goes Dez. Gets to the cup. The runner is up and good. Desmond Bane. What? Desmond Bane flexing. Desmond Bane letting the Suns know this is his house.
It's part of the game. It happens. You know, you got to make sure that you just stay tied together. Talk to our guys at halftime, understanding exactly what it was going to be, and you know we've got to respond better coming out of the third. But our ability to stay with it the entire time, regardless of the calls, good, bad, doesn't matter. We've got to focus on what we were doing.
That's Jamal Mosley talking about the third quarter when the Magic, man, looked like they were going to easily handle the Suns. Then they come out in the third quarter. But since we're going to be talking a lot of Jags today, I'm going to defer to Coach Liam Cohen, who says this.
We're not getting apologizing for wins around here.
Okay, not gonna apologize for wins, especially coming off the 52-point loss. But
Well, the next word out of your mouth should not be but.
But
I don't want to hear but.
The Magic almost frittered that game away. Okay, when they have 25 turnovers last night, 25. That third quarter was almost a disaster. But they won. They won.
They did. They were outscored by 14 in the third quarter. Frittered away is a good way to put it. But this team has been so good in the clutch this year. All I'm asking is be close at the end of these games, unlike what happened in Toronto, because this is why we've had moments where it has felt. I kind of wish we didn't know what the Magic gave up to get Desmond Bane, because then I wouldn't think about it all the time. But he'll go through a couple of games where he's just scoring kind of just barely finding his way to 20, and he's not the best defender, and the team's losing, and he's not shooting a bunch of threes, or he's missing them, and you go, God, this was expensive to get this. Then he does stuff like this, and he's hit game winners. I mean, this has to be his fourth or fifth game winner for the Magic this season at some point around the final seconds of the game. This is what you paid for. He is the most clutch player on the team.
No question. No question. The big news, as you mentioned earlier, it appears Franz Wagner on the verge of returning for the Magic for the third time this season. The Franz was upgraded to questionable on the team's initial injury report for tonight's game against the Hawks at Kia Center. He's missed the last 22 games, 47 of the past 51 games due to that left high ankle sprain and the management of that injury. Here's Franz Wagner a few weeks ago talking about being hurt and just wanting to get back to help his team.
Yeah, I mean, every game from here on out is really important for us. Obviously, the way the season has gone, it's not how we wanted it before the year, but I think we still got a lot of things in our own hands, and I think that's always a good thing. So for me, it's just the main thing is to get healthy and then hopefully do my part.
He said that a few weeks ago, but it still stands true today. They still do have a lot of things in their own hands, Kravitz. As bad as the Magic have been of late, they're still only 2.5 games behind the Hawks for the 5 seed. They beat the Hawks tonight. They're 1.5 games behind the Hawks for the 5 seed. Oh, man. I think they can get there, especially with the Franz being back in action.
I'm not even. I get what you're saying because the Magic are playing the Hawks tonight, and it would be a direct 1-for-1. You take one away from them, you give one to yourself with the win. But I'm not worried about the 5 seed. Just get above the play-in line. The 6 seed is good enough.
Okay.
I don't want this team trifling with the play-in tournament because my fear is they won't make it out alive. So I would like them to just see a playoff series, enter the postseason with some momentum. That's all I've asked for at this point in the season. But if the Magic can get a win tonight against Atlanta, we are wheels up once again on this basketball team, and hopefully Franz is back and can help them do that.
And those are your highlights and your headlines.
Coming up next, our daily coach quote of the day as we continue to get you ready for Tony Baselli, team president and Hall of Famer for the Jacksonville Jaguars, joining the show within the hour. More Game On coming up next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night. Paolo Banchero powering his way through the lane like a roaring locomotive.
Rebound came down to Powell. He'll bring it. Got Fleming backpedaling. Oh, Powell went right to the rack and dunked it right on his head. Oh, he crowned him. Magic up 10, 51-41. Keep that one in mind.
A coronation. If you're gearing up for game day, Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night and your best stop before the game. Go to toolsacehardware.com and go Magic.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on 2 stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
Traffic still backed up due to that crash on I-95 northbound before U.S. Highway 1. 2 right lanes are blocked. Left lane's only getting by there. Expect to get caught up in some typical delays starting to form on I-4 in Florida's Turnpike. Eastbound on the beach line's going to be busier than normal. Before Innovation Way, it's stop and go. We got a rocket launch later this evening out in the Space Coast. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. New crispy chicken crunch wrap sliders at Taco Bell. With all white meat nuggets and your choice of creamy chipotle or jalapeno honey mustard inside. One's a snack, more's a meal. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time while supplies last.
Hello, everybody. How we doing?
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Streaming now on Hulu.
Taylor Swift's first award show appearance this year.
Taylor Swift is here. Miley Cyrus takes home the Innovator Award.
Miley Cyrus.
John Mellencamp wins the Icon Award.
Plus performances from Alex Warren,
Kehlani, Lady Wilson, Ray,
TLC, Salt and Pepper, In Vogue, and more.
all hosted by Ludacris.
You know what time it is? Our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Now streaming on Hulu.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Call Trajan today at 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
When your money's on the line, are you okay with a basic free tax service? Get the confidence of TurboTax with free Fed and state filing on Intuit Credit Karma. Around 37% of filers qualify. Simple 1040s only. See details at TurboTax.com/free.
I got my first real six string.
Brian Adams. Roll with the Punches Tour 2026. A night full of hits. Live at Kia Center, August 5th. With special guest Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
That's the buzzer. And on Hard Rock Bet, buzzer beaters mean bonus bets. Every time a team you bet to win or cover hits a game-winning buzzer beater, you score a $25 bonus bet. An extra $25 on top of your winnings. Just opt in and bet $5 on any team. As many teams as you want, all tourney. Win bonus bets at the buzzer. Only on Hard Rock Bet.
Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
We heard Wednesday is the worst day of the week. So we made Whopper Wednesday at Burger King. Flame grilled beef, crisp produce on a perfectly toasted bun. Every detail stacked just right, all for only $3.99. Whether it's been weeks or years, get yourself a taste of that unmistakable flame grilled flavor on Whopper Wednesday for just $3.99. Or make it a small combo for only $6.99. Consider Wednesday fixed because you rule. Wednesdays in April only at participating U.S. restaurants. Prices vary. Tax extra. Must ask for offer or apply before checkout. Terms apply. BK.com/terms.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. April is prime sports time.
Launches at 3. Got it.
Radio has you locked in. Start your day with Fox Sports Radio's Dan Patrick, breaking down the final college teams on the road to Indy.
Unbelievable to watch.
Then find your favorite baseball team hitting the diamond.
Red slap for Mookie Betts.
Or dive into mock draft season with NFL Daily.
We know Mendoza's going number 1. Who do you have at number 2?
From cutting down the nets to the draft podium, we've got you covered. Open the iHeart Radio app, search sports, and listen now.
AI bots, personless tools, and real estate services are taking over the industry. And if that's what you're looking for, then great. But if you want a personal touch, someone who knows the industry inside and out, then Kevin Krager is your man. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home in Central Florida, you need a realtor who not only knows the market, but has proven results. Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida, is ready to help you. Even after closing, Kevin has the resources to help you with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at costs to his clients. Construction background, a deep understanding of finances as well. Kevin is the total package. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or just making that first big move, they'll guide you every step of the way. When it comes to real estate, experience matters. Trust Kevin Krager to move you right along. Call him today, 407-702-4635. It's real estate made smart. Call Kevin today.
The UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app.
This is Anthony Black with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Big sight, new, Hank, big yeah. Y'all know how this go, you know. All eyes on.
Back in it, back at it here on Game On. You can stream us on YouTube. Video feed is available there. Also on X at 96.9 Game On. Brandon Kravitz, Mike Bianchi, our producer, Jaden Grimes. He waved at all of you. You can't see him because he doesn't have a camera. But we have Tony Baselli coming up in about 13 minutes. So we've got some work to get to first, like our daily coach quote.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Jamal Mosley's back, baby. Yes. Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today is April Fool's Day, so I pulled a quote about fools. One of my favorite quotes of all time. Better to remain silent and be thought of as a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt.
That's a good one. Ben Franklin once said that.
Yep.
Is that who said it?
I did not pull the individual, but I did not recognize his name. I would have recognized Ben Franklin.
Yeah, the great Benjamin Franklin.
But I think this one's probably been reused, recycled, retooled in many different ways, but it still holds true. That's one of those timeless quotes that will always ring true. If you're dumb, just, keep to yourself.
And sometimes, though, as a sports talk radio host, that's hard to do.
You don't really have the option otherwise, because that's called dead air.
That's dead air. And if you're, sometimes we'll be talking about a subject we aren't that well versed at and well briefed.
Yeah. Like anything outside of
like
sports.
Yesterday when you were trying to break down the DUI laws.
Oh yeah, those. I think I was partially right. I was just basically trying to parrot a lawyer that I listened to. That's the thing that bothers me about my own ignorance is when I know that I don't know this, right. So I listen to someone that does know what they're talking about, and then I just try and regurgitate what they said,
but then
and then you fumble the bag. It sounded so good coming out of his mouth, and then I said it. And I'm like, well, this might be the case. I don't know. So the text question today, it being April Fool's Day, we want to know what you have done to fool others in your life and or what has been done to you. Your best April Fool's Day story. We all have an experience with it. 50857. Or if you hit us up in the Rage Cage, we got a pair of Orlando Storm tickets to give away for Saturday's game. You have daughters, so I feel like you're.
Several years ago, my daughter got me big time.
A dad of daughters is prime target.
Yeah,
for
this is right. My daughter was probably 21, 22 at the time. Okay. And she got her mom in on the joke, April Fool's joke as well. We were, me and my lovely ex-wife Donna were divorced by then, but Donna was in on this joke, and my daughter Tess sent Donna and I a text saying, "I really need to talk to you guys about something. I'm pretty upset," and so she got us on the phone on a three-way call, and she told us that she was pregnant. Okay, she was pregnant. Of course, she's not married. She goes, "I don't know what happened." Blah blah. Yeah, and she's crying on the phone, and I wanted to light into her first and foremost, but no, I was like, okay, what are we gonna do here? And I go on, and then finally, her and her mom start laughing at me. Yeah,
I'm so glad.
I was like,
I'm so glad that you handled that well.
Yeah, I was.
Start calling her names.
Yeah, I was like,
give me the guy's number.
What are you doing?
I wish I had one of these. I have always tried to steer clear of April Fool's Day. I think in an earlier portion of my life, I was too gullible. I think I would go into hiding on April Fool's Day because I was scared of being tricked.
I've got one that was I did one that was so cruel, I won't tell it on the air.
Wow.
So cruel. I won't even.
And have you retired your April Foolsdom since then? Or have you done one since you've just sort of lightened up?
No, I felt so bad after them because everybody gave me so much grief for it.
Yeah.
Everybody in the family, but I will not tell it on the air.
Okay, we'll see if we can wrestle it out of you later. But we have business to attend to. Tony Baselli, team president for the Jaguars, on the air with us next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Buzzer-beating shots are exciting. Your AC going out now. That is not all that exciting, and that is not the April Fool's Day trick that you want to deal with. That's why you need an AC service company that you can trust. That's Mills Air. Heating, cooling, installation, and maintenance. They make the process simple, effective, and affordable for all. They have been good to me for years, and it is because of their professionalism and high quality that my AC is one thing I never have to worry about at my house. Call Leon and the crew today. Schedule your appointment and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
All right, guys, let's be honest. Football season hits, and between the wings, the pizza, and a few too many beers, that jersey starts fitting a little bit tighter. Then you swear you'll drop the weight, but no matter what diet you try, nothing sticks. That's why I want to tell you about Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. These folks are Central Florida's leaders in medical weight loss. This isn't some fad diet or magic powder. It's a doctor-supervised program that combines hormone optimization, nutrition coaching, and yes, those new injectable weight loss medications everyone's talking about. They customize it all for you, and the results are fast. Most guys lose 20 pounds or more in just 6 to 10 weeks, safely. You'll have more energy, better sleep, and honestly, you'll just feel good again. It's time for you to make your fourth quarter comeback. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Local folks in uniform know that when it comes to jewelry, IDC rolls out the red carpet every time.
I actually bought my wife's wedding and engagement ring from IDC.
Meet Jamison Kenzie, a firefighter and paramedic who took advantage of International Diamond Center's 15% discount for first responders.
It's amazing to get that discount and get something much prettier than I probably could have without it.
At IDC, we love our heroes.
People like myself and all the other first responders, it helps us in our budgets and every day to know that there's a place like IDC that we can go and get incredible value for amazing product.
International Diamond Center, always going out of our way to deliver exceptional value for those milestone moments in everyone's life, and always just a little bit extra for our military and first responders.
My name's Jamison Kinsey, and I'm a firefighter paramedic, and I've been super grateful for everything IDC has done for myself and our department.
International Diamond Center, proud to serve those who serve us. 3 convenient Orlando locations.
It's Naquan Murray, and I'm suiting up for our first ever game at the Kids Center, April 5th, when we take on the Quad City Steamrollers. Be part of Pirates history and feel the energy of arena football right up close. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Steel is the #1 brand in gas-powered landscaping equipment, and you can find it at your local Tools Ace Hardware. From homeowner to professional, Steel has the perfect zero-turn mower for your landscaping needs. Get 0% financing plus instant rebates on select Steel mowers and on any additional Steel tools. And don't forget, Tools Ace Hardware has trained techs in their stores to service and repair your Steel equipment. Steel zero-turn mowers are available in-store at 12 Tools Ace Hardware locations. Find your local Tools Ace Hardware at toolsacehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Join us daily on 96.9 The Game for your Embers Only Cigar of the Week. Brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown, Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Ready to celebrate? Hop into Easter festivities with everything you need at Target. First, get ready for your special occasion with 25% off stylish looks. With spring vibes, vibrant colors, and fresh florals, you'll find outfits that match everyone's style. Then, fill up their baskets with endless joy. From select Easter plushies to fun toys they'll love at 20% off. Don't miss out. Make this Easter unforgettable at Target.
It's spring out here and time to get to work. At Tractor Supply, we've got what you need. Mowers, spreaders, and tillers, soil, mulch, seeds, and plants with low prices every day. Dig into spring at Tractor Supply.
As you know, managing maintenance, repair, and operations is never easy. But for the ones who always rise to the challenge, Grainger has your back. From professional-grade products you can count on to fast, dependable delivery, they're there to help you keep things running smoothly. Plus, their technical product specialists are here to help answer your toughest questions. And because Grainger knows safety is always a priority, they're committed to being your partner in protecting both your people and your facilities. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for today, we're going to be expecting another seasonable day with a mix of sunshine and clouds. We'll be seeing an onshore flow, which means we'll have a slim chance of a stray shower or two. Only though about a 20% chance of rain is expected. These will stay pretty isolated, so few and far between and generally light. As we head throughout the next couple of days, temperatures will be climbing into the mid and upper 80s with higher chances of rain on the way for early next week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This is Ross Chastain, NASCAR driver and your Fresh from Florida farmer. When you shop for locally grown fruits and vegetables, look for the Fresh from Florida logo. It's a sign of local pride, peak freshness, and quality you can trust. That little logo, it's a big deal.
Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Ready for a thrill. Make some noise for the Jaguars of Jacksonville.
Oh, we are making some noise for the Jaguars from Jacksonville today because in 2027 they're going to be the Orlando Jaguars, at least for a year. So, quick story before we bring in Tony Baselli. When I left the Florida Times Union many moons ago, all right, former Jaguars coach Tom Coughlin looked at me and said, "Why in the hell would you go to work in a city that doesn't have an NFL team?" Because I was leaving Jacksonville. Well, here we are nearly 3 decades later, and I'm going to be working in a city that will soon have an NFL team, at least for that 1 year. The NFL owners voted unanimously yesterday that the Jaguars will play the 2027 season in Orlando, while Everbank Field in Jacksonville is undergoing that massive Stadium of the Future reconstruction. Let's welcome in the greatest Jaguar of all time, Pro Football Hall of Famer, now the team's Vice President of Football Operations, the great Tony Baselli. Tony, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, it's good to be with you, Bianchi. How you doing?
Absolutely, I'm doing great. Obviously saw you at the press conference today. Yep. We're pumped up about having the Jags here in 27. I wanted to ask you, do you remember when the Jaguars first started, all right, and they would make occasional forays down to Orlando? They'd send the cheerleaders in Jacksonville, the mascot, maybe a player or two to try to build interest in this market. Do you remember those days?
You know what? Probably not the early days, because I was just trying to figure out which way it was up. But I know that kind of called 15 years ago, we did some stuff down there that I was a part of. Maybe around the Blake Bortles era.
Gotcha.
But I know this: there's a ton of great football fans, NFL fans down there, and a lot of Jaguar fans. And if we have to play anywhere besides Jacksonville, we're looking forward to playing down there in Orlando.
Yeah, I'm wondering, this does seem like a prime opportunity. Again, it's a year, we know that, but the Jaguars really could put their stamp and regionalize this area down here as a Jaguars town, could they not?
No, I think so. I mean, listen, we think that there's a ton of NFL fans. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's a great sports city, and we do believe there's a number of our fans down there, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to come down there, put a great product on the field, and hopefully get a bunch of people in Orlando who fall in love with our team, with our players, with the organization, and can become Jaguar fans, and maybe they come up to a game or two or all the games. It's not a bad drive. As someone who has 5 kids, I think I live on I-4 for cheerleading events down there. So trust me, as someone who makes that drive all the time, it's not that bad. And so we'll come down for a year, and then hopefully a bunch of the fans that we do have and the fans we make during that year will come up and support us for the years to come.
Tony, was Orlando always the top choice because Gainesville was part of the equation? Some people even mentioned Daytona at the Speedway. Was this always the top choice?
I mean, I think our president Mark Lamping probably would speak best to that because he was in the details from the beginning. I mean, this was a multi-year process going through it. Once we knew we were going to build the stadium in the future, obviously, if you look around the options, in Gainesville, they have a great stadium. It's a great college town. Daytona with the Speedway. I know that we looked at every opportunity. What we thought was best for the organization, best for our fans, for our players. There's a lot of things that have to go into this. As far as also what's best for the NFL as a whole, with people, opposing fans flying in, teams flying in, making sure the infrastructure's in the city and around the stadium. So there's a lot of things that go into that, and I think Mark Lamping, our president, and his team did a great job of vetting and going through it, and we ultimately landed on Orlando, and we're dang excited about it.
Talking to Jaguars team president, Hall of Famer Tony Baselli here on Game On. Bianchi asked about some of the other markets inside the state of Florida. How hard did London push for you guys to be full-time over there? Because you've obviously spent some time overseas over the years, and I would think that London would be interested in hosting you guys for a full season. Was that the case?
I don't think that was ever really an option we looked at. We're excited about our market and building our market and our fan base here and making sure we're supporting them and having games right. Obviously Jacksonville is our home market, where we want to be, but what's the closest we could play to that? And so our fans could continue to follow us, continue to support us. We have a great relationship with London. We've been playing over there for more than a decade now. We'll play 2 games there this year. And so that is a part of, been part of the strategy of kind of how we've been operating the last decade plus. But as far as where we belong, where our home market is, it's right here in North Florida and in Jacksonville. And for the 2027 season, it's going to be in Orlando. And I'm telling you, it's going to be great. I think you look at the opportunity that we have, Mike, you kind of touched on a number of opportunities we have, but I think overall, if you look at the market, there's so many great sports teams sport fans, you see that with the support of the Magic. I mean, last night you guys had the Brazil-Croatia friendly match in soccer. There's a lot of great events that go on there, and I think having NFL there for a year will be something pretty special.
What do people in Orlando need to understand about Jaguars in-stadium customs? Is there like a pamphlet that we could get down here about what to do in certain situations? Every stadium's different.
Absolutely. We'll have a whole cheat sheet for everybody prior to the 27th season to make sure everyone knows. It'll be fun. We got the big Duval chant. And then you have your typical fun things around the stadium, Jacksonville running around going crazy. So we'll have a number of things. We'll make sure everyone's ready. But my guess is we have probably a number of pretty informed NFL and Jaguar fans in the market already, so they can lead the way.
Tony, what about this one, okay? Jaguars in Orlando. How about Orlando?
Orlando, man, you should be a market. You should lead a marketing.
I should.
I mean, what are you doing in the media? You should be a full marketing guy. I mean, I'm surprised you're not on social media pushing that right now. A little trademark.
Hey, as the VP of football operations, how much thought, or have you? I'm sure you will. I don't know if you have already. The thought of having as few disruptions and distractions when it comes to travel and all of that, playing in Orlando?
Yeah, Mike, we've already started that process. We, as soon as we found out this is, most likely where we're going, just in the last week or so, we've started the process of putting a group together within the building that will focus on planning for 2027. We want to get as much work and lay a foundation before we kick off this 26th season, because obviously once we get into the training camp and everything else, everything's hands-on right here. And we, like I said before, we go to London for a couple weeks this year. So a lot going on, but at the same time, we know this isn't something we can just start planning after 26. And so we'll start working, kind of figuring out the logistics, how we'll travel, timing, where we'll stay, how we're going to support our families of our players and our coaches coming down there. Obviously, we have to think about our fans, our sponsors, just the entire operation, and not just day before the game and night before the game, but, pre-game, looking at the stadium. Obviously, they're going through a renovation right now, and then also post-game because, it's going to be a couple-hour drive each way, a little bit longer commute than our guys are used to, so we want to make sure we support them in that this is not something that becomes a distraction, but it's truly an opportunity. And one of the things that Liam, James, and I have preached since the day we took these roles is that we were going to build a team that could win anywhere. And I've been, since I've been a player, been around this game, good teams don't care where you play. And so part of our job is also to build a type of team that has a physical toughness, but a mental toughness to approach this the right way. And that's how we'll operate as an organization.
Tony, last one for you. First year as VP of football operations, you guys had an unbelievable season. What did Liam Cohen do to sort of change the outlook of the team?
Yeah, I think Liam did a great job, and I think it starts really with Shad. Shad last year made a decision that he was going to change the entire kind of operating model. Leadership team brought Liam, myself, and James in to lead the football organization alongside Mark Lamping on the business side. And we made a decision as an organization we were going to be head coach centric, and what that means is, Liam, James, and I all are, put from Shad to make big football strategic decisions. There's going to be one voice in the building, that the head coach, and I believe this when I was a player, I think all successful teams are like this, that the head coach is the voice. He's the one who sets the standard of who we are and how we're going to operate, because what's most important is what happens on that football field. And Liam has done a great job of leading not just the 53 guys on the active roster, practice squad, his staff, but really being that voice of the whole building of how we're going to operate, and has been a great partner to James and I. And I also think, one of the key things we did do, and this is what Liam, because it was just Liam and I at first, and Shad said we need to go find a GM, and identify James Gladstone, youngest GM in the NFL, and a guy who really is a great partner and understands how to engineer a football team to fit the way Liam sees it and wants to call it, and that's on both sides of the ball, whether it's offense or defense. So it was a really successful first year, but Mike, you know this as well as I do. Doing it once is fine, but nobody cares what happened in 25. And so we're at the bottom of the mountain right now, and we got to go climb this thing and try to get to the top, because only one team at the end of this coming season is going to be happy, and that's what we're striving to do. But we got a lot of work to do. We got to get better in a number of areas, but we also are pretty excited about the foundation we have and the development of Trevor Lawrence and really what he became the second half of the season in one of the top defenses in the NFL along with that, and we feel pretty good about coming into the season, but got a ton of work to do, and next step is the draft, and we have 11 draft picks, so we're going to bring a bunch of guys in to compete for jobs and push people.
Jaguars Hall of Famer Tony Baselli, the Vice President of Football Operations. Tony, thanks a lot. It was good seeing you today. You look good, and we're looking forward to you guys being here in 27.
Oh, man, appreciate it. Now you have to come up and cover some games this year to just get ready. You haven't been a part of the NFL, like Coughlin said, for a long time, so you have to get up here and get a few reps.
Tell you what, we're going to do some shows from up there this year.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, see you guys.
I like the sound of that, Mikey.
Hey, we're on in Jacksonville. We should be doing shows from there.
Absolutely. And we do need to ingratiate ourselves to the customs of the Jacksonville Jaguar fans. So this is all going to be part of the process as we ramp up to 2026.
Orlando is pretty good.
You should trademark that right now. Somebody listening is going to steal that from you. So make your money. Make your money. More texts, more talkbacks on the way. You're listening to Game On.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
In sports, free agency is all about finding the right fit, the right team, the right system, the right future. Choosing a financial advisor is the same way. Trajan Wealth is independent, which means they're not tied to one company's product. All right, they can build a plan around you. That's what they did for me. They looked at my situation, my goals, my timeline, and built a plan that fits me instead of trying to fit me into some generic plan. That's why I'm a client today, because I trust them and I trust the plan we built together. They're fiduciaries, which means they are loyal to you. The more money you make, the more money they make. So give them a call today, 407-204-0300, and tell them Mike Bianchi sent you. Or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
The City Beautiful now has a pro volleyball squad that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, non-stop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports that is out there. And we've got a game head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com, and we'll see if we can get you a seat on us. Bring the friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team.
You're going to get stuck in some slowdowns at the ramp junction where the beach line meets the greenway. People are heading towards the Space Coast to see the rocket launch later this afternoon. Afternoon traffic starting to pile up in your typical areas on I-4. That crash on I-95 northbound before U.S. Highway 1, that's cleared up. There's still some slowdowns in that area. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Springfest is on at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium 2 cubic foot mulch for $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang here from Las Culturistas, requesting your ears on our podcast.
Download and listen on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Orlando, the storm has arrived, and now it's time to turn up the intensity. This Saturday, April 4th at 8 p.m., your Orlando Storm are back at Inter & Co Stadium for Game 2, and the energy is only getting stronger. Get your tickets now at uflstorm.com and be there when the storm strikes again.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
I'm worth a lot more.
I'm worth a lot more.
I'm worth more.
You know what? You're right. And we want to pay more at Give Me the VIN, because good cars are worth more, and so are you. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Grab your gear, Central Florida. It's Truck Month at Don Mealy Chevrolet. Right now, you can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado RST. We're talking that powerful 3-liter diesel engine that's built to work as hard as you do. Looking for the ultimate family ride? Go electric in a new Chevy Equinox EV and save over $15,000. Plus, you'll never pay for a gallon of gas again. Seriously. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont today or shop online at DonMealyChevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
The only thing better than grabbing a Blizzard treat on a warm, sunny day would be snagging a second one for just 99 cents with the Blizzard Double Flip deal. It's buy one Blizzard treat, get another one for just 99 cents when you order in the DQ app. DQ. Happy tastes good. For limited time at participating U.S. locations.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Got a hot take?
Read the room.
Don't let it die in the group chat. Tap the red talkback mic on the iHeart Radio app and join the show.
Love the show, but I disagree with you guys.
It's the fastest way to get your voice on the air. Say it, send it, and hear it on the iHeart Radio app.
A sacred season is approaching for those of the Jewish faith, Passover. This year, many Israeli residents will observe this holiday in darkness under the shadow of war. Across Israel, red alert sirens pierce the air. Families run to shelters with seconds to spare. Elderly men and women fear they'll be left behind, requiring assistance.
Parents comfort frightened children as explosions shake the night. Sleeplessness and uncertainty have become daily life. Passover reminds us that God hears the cries of his people and answers with love and compassion. That's why the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is on the ground in Israel right now. They're providing food and emergency supplies, equipping bomb shelters, and caring for the elderly. Vulnerable Israelis need your help today.
Your most generous Passover gift shows you stand with God's people. Support those in need in Israel at a time when it's most needed. To rush your gift, call 888-488-IFCJ. That's 888-488-IFCJ, or give online at ifcj.org. That's ifcj.org.
Baseball season's upon us. The NBA playoff race is heating up, and here in Orlando, that can only mean one thing. The Florida Heat is getting ready to enter the game. And just like your favorite team needs a good preseason tune-up, your AC does too. Before that hot season really kicks in, now's the time to schedule preventive maintenance with Ziegler Air Conditioning. Their technicians run a full 25-point system checklist to make sure everything is operating efficiently and reliably. They'll change those filters, clear those drain lines, lubricate the moving parts, and clean out all that gunky goop that sneaks into your system during the year. Think about it. You wouldn't drive your car for years without taking it to a mechanic you trust, and here in Florida, your AC is even more important than your car. AC is not a luxury, it's a necessity. That's why so many homeowners trust Jason and his team at Ziegler Air, who just celebrated 40 years of cooling Central Florida. Give them a call, 407-245-8765, 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Fast world.
I didn't realize how much I didn't miss Bianchi singing until we brought real music back.
You did
onto the
this.
show. Technically, Bianchi did it because he asked me a question that I thought I had a good answer to. When we first started, here we go, peek behind the curtain. When we first started doing this newfangled afternoon show in August of last year, my big thing was, hey, maybe we should join the 21st century of broadcasting and be on video.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of that, the idea was that we would be on all of the streaming services, all of the social apps, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, where you can stream live. But the apparatus that we use doesn't connect to our Facebook account. And Facebook is very picky about the music that you use. You cannot use music with royalties on it, which is basically all the music that you guys listen to. So you have to use royalty-free music, which is why we've been using bland music that you don't recognize. Well, we're not on Facebook, and YouTube, I guess, doesn't care, and Twitter definitely doesn't care. So, yeah, Mike said, why can't we use real music? And I said, we just kind of been doing it this way. I don't really have a good answer.
Mark Daniels uses real music.
They just started using video. So it's not, I mean, if you're not pushing your content out to
Fox
social
Sports
media.
Radio uses real music.
And all of those, and now, because I went and checked Fox Sports Radio's YouTube feed, and I watched them coming back from commercial break playing Tupac, I'm like, oh, if they can get away with it, we can get away with it. They have a much larger audience than we do.
Right.
So, anyway, now Bianchi singing again.
Get to sing.
Bianchi gets to sing.
Although when I'm at home in my home studio, I'm like a half beat behind, so I can't sync it up.
I mean, you can still sing.
I still do.
It still sounds bad either way. So it's really, what's the difference?
Yeah.
50857 is how you can reach us on the Mills Air text line. Somebody asked a good question. If we had another minute with Tony Baselli, I would have asked him about this. What happens to Jags season ticket holders in 2027? I'm thinking Jags season ticket holders, if you are currently a season ticket holder, you will have first right of refusal.
Right.
They'll offer you get the front line, and if you don't want to travel down or purchase those tickets, then I would assume what they should do is hold your spot then for 2028 if you don't want to make the drive down. And so that's going to be a logistical nightmare for them as they usher in a new wave of season ticket holders, most of which are going to be Orlando citizens, and then hold the season tickets, that allotment for 2028 when they come back to Jacksonville. So they're going to have that to worry about. I will seriously consider purchasing season tickets for the Jaguars because of the uniqueness of this.
Right. Somebody texted in, my issue with the Jags coming is all the new is all the news around how many visitors and dollars this will bring. What about us locals? NFL tourism will price us locals out of the experience. I don't know about that. I mean, this is a 65,000 seat stadium at Camping World. I mean, why wouldn't you say the same thing in Jacksonville, or where? I guess I guess there will be like Buffalo Bills fans when the Jaguars play the Bills here in 2027. There'll probably be a lot of Buffalo fans from Buffalo
Have you ever seen the Jags Stadium when they play the Bills?
Yeah.
It's a problem there too.
Okay, but they'll even flock to Orlando more because I mean I lived in Jacksonville. Nothing against Jacksonville, but Jacksonville's not like a vacation destination like Orlando is. I mean, there's going to be a lot of family Bills fans traveling to Orlando, and so yeah.
Well, that's called business. I mean, that's a hot ticket's going to cost a lot of money. That's the way that goes.
Right.
It's not the. It's not the NFL. NFL tourism will price us locals out of the experience. I mean, anything that comes to town that is hot is going to price people that are price conscious out of the situation. That's the case whether the Jags are playing here or Bruno Mars is in concert. It's going to be expensive if people want to go to it.
Yeah, no question.
So I don't know. That seems like a really weird complaint to me. We got another one that says the absolute worst thing about the Magic season as of today is that they don't have enough games left on the schedule to lose and be out of the playoffs. I would say that is probably a positive because of where we think this team could be. But I think this person is thinking, hey, this team's not going to win a championship as we thought they might be in contention for, and now you can't even talk about what pick you might get. Another one said, I've heard many people in my lifetime who sing out of key, but I've never heard anyone like Mike Bianchi that consistently sings out of time. He's always behind and delayed.
I told you it's because when I'm in my home studio, there is a split-second delay. It's not that I'm It's not that I'm singing out of time. It's that as I'm hearing the song at mega second behind, that's when I'm singing it. So it's not me that's out of time.
Right. It's the song.
No, it's the delay from this studio to the home studio. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know that's right.
Yeah, they're just being difficult. Let's go to the talk back. Let's hit up the Rage Cage. Brian is standing by.
Guys, I was curious, with the Jaguars coming in 2027, are there any efforts to revitalize downtown Orlando, mainly Church Street Station, which is housing panhandlers and tumbleweeds? Love the show, guys. Have a great day.
Downtown is definitely not what it used to be. I can agree with that. There's a lot of money that's going to be poured into that area.
Yep. I want that magic downtown. How's that,
that's not what I'm talking
how's that
about.
magic downtown redevelopment project coming along? Huh?
I can't speak to Church Street, but Steve Hogan and his group are dumping a bunch of money into Camping World Stadium and the surrounding area.
Right.
So I don't know what that does to the bar scene and all that stuff, but it's going to be a much nicer experience than what you've experienced in the past from Camping World, which is it's not great. It's just not. The Camping World experience. It's not one of the better stadiums that you'll go to.
No.
That's putting it nice.
No.
I'm saying it nicely because I think Steve Hogan's a nice guy.
Although when they renovate it, the area around, it's not going to bring bars and stuff with it, but the area around the campus of Camping
It will
World
feel like a campus. Right now, it's just a dilapidated stadium in a bad area.
Right.
So at least you'll have that going for you. I don't know if that answers your question out there, but we should see improvements around that area. And the more money, I'm thinking like Jags bars are going to pop up. That'll be one of the residuals that come with it. I have a list of impacts, ripple effects that I think we're going to see. I want to tee those up to Mike coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. We've got Nick Whalen from rotowire.com talking all things NBA, joining us in just 60 seconds. But right now, we take a step to the side for our friends at Fox Sports Radio.
Nick has a serious condition, an uncontrollable obsession with the NBA. League Pass is always on, the notebook is always full, and if you bring up a pick and roll, you might be here for a while. He's Nick Whalen from RotoWire.com.
Oh yeah, baby, time to talk some round ball on the hardwood. Bianchi's dancing. You guys can't see it. I've blacked out the screen. Every Wednesday at this time, we welcome in my favorite hoop head in the continental U.S., Nick Whalen from RotoWire.com. You can catch him on the Fantasy Sports Channel on Sirius XM Radio weekday afternoons, as well as VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. As a Jags fan, Mike Bianchi, I don't know if you knew that Nick was a big Jags fan.
Absolutely, I did. A fellow Jags
fan, and he's a frequent guest here on the radio in Orlando and in Jacksonville. We might have to host you for a Jags game in 2027.
Sign me up, man. Sign me up. I mean, I don't understand how really, not everyone is a Jags fan. You're saying this like it's some sort of crazy revelation. I've been trying to spread the good word up here in not a success in that, but I'm trying to look up the future opponents for the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2027. It looks like they will get
the Bucks and Dolphins in Orlando.
Yes. I mean, what a showdown, man. I mean, in-state rivalry. I would love to go to a Dolphins Jaguars game. I've only been to one Jags game in my life, a couple at Lambeau Field, but I did go to a Packers at Jaguars game week 1 back in like 2016. The warmest sporting event I've ever attended. Myself and my dad were both lucky to make it out alive.
Well, I'm holding you to it. We are going to a Jags game as a collective in 2027.
Nick,
the tickets are on us.
Nick, I was at the Jaguars-Dolphins game on the day. It was the playoff game that they ended Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson's career. It's like 64-14 or something.
I think the Dolphins,
62-7.
Yeah,
that was a foundational moment for me as a youth. I honestly think that's probably the game that convinced me to be a Jaguars fan. And then, of course, we know what happened a week later when they suffered their third loss of the season. All three to the Tennessee Titans.
Oh my God!
Favorite Jaguar of all time before we get to basketball.
Oh man. Well, I'm sitting here in my office in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I have, among many things behind me, a framed photo of Keenan McCardell and Jimmy Smith. Those were the big two. Obviously, I love Fred Taylor. Who didn't love Fragile Fred back in the day? But Keenan McCardell was kind of the guy for me. Like when I was like a weird 7-year-old who was like way, way, way too into sports. I was like, my friends wanted to talk about Brett Favre, and I was like, no. I got to tell you about this Keenan McCardell guy in Jacksonville.
I'm sure the folks in Wisconsin were fired up about that. All right, so it looks like Franz is headed back for the Magic tonight. He was upgraded to questionable. That usually means you don't do that unless a guy is going to be activated. I'm on the team website right now. The preview of the game has Franz and Desmond Bain standing next to each other. I mean, the tea leaves are speaking loud and clear here. They beat the Suns last night. Is all right with the world in our neck of the woods of Orlando, Florida.
I mean, what is right at this
right
point?
Means enter. Let me give you an idea of what right is. Okay, sure. We've abandoned the expectation of get to the Eastern Conference Finals, make it to the finals. It's still possible. Anything is possible, but enter the postseason with some measure of hope and momentum. That's all I'm asking for.
That's possible. I think that's still on the table, Brandon. I was saying on VSiN earlier today because I like the Suns to win that game last night, which of course they did not. Every time I'm ready to like fully jump off the Magic win, there's been like 6 times this season. They pull you back in with a game like last night. And look, it's not like the Phoenix Suns. It's not going on the road and winning in San Antonio, but that's a tough Suns team. That's a team that's been a kind of a thorn in the side of a lot of good teams this season. So I don't think that win last night is nothing. I know it was the second night of a back-to-back for Phoenix, but they played Memphis the night before, and not all back-to-backs are created equally. I guess at this point, Brandon, like obviously Orlando not making it out of the play-in, if that is where they finish, which is likely, somewhere between the 7 and the 8 seed, they could very easily fall to the 9 or 10. So much still to be decided in the middle of the Eastern Conference. But if they make it out of the play-in and let's say they lose to Detroit in 6 games, or they lose to Boston in 5 or 6 games, as long as it feels like a semi-competitive series, like does that go down as a net win at this point?
At this point, I think it would. At this point, them just getting into the playoffs would feel like a net win.
Sure.
With how tough.
Okay.
And usually, I think that when I say that, people need to understand that this is not your typical year in the play-in. That there's going to be a good team or two that get bounced from the play-in. Usually, the bad teams that make it to the play-in get bounced, but the East is sort of bottom heavy, so it's not as much of an indictment as it's been in the past. So you got about 6 or 7 games left across the league. And maybe this is the answer, but what aspect of the current playoff race intrigues you the most right now in either conference?
So I feel like things are starting to crystallize in the West a little bit more. The 4, 5, 6 range, we could still see some movement there. Denver, Minnesota, Houston, all separated by a game and a half. But I do always like this time of year, the final week, because you do start to see some teams maybe tip their hand as far as, okay, do we want to set up a certain matchup? Like the LA Lakers are moving quickly toward solidifying themselves as the 3 seed right now. I think they would love if the standings would lock as they currently are right now, which would mean Denver and Minnesota have to beat each other up in the 4-5 matchup, and they would get the Houston Rockets, who I know they've had some better games lately, but Houston to me just feels like a team that is not going to meet the preseason expectations, and that's the kind of matchup you would want if you're the Lakers, but ultimately that's going to be kind of out of their hands. So watching how those 3 teams, Denver, Minnesota, and Houston, finish in the West is something I'll have my eye on. And then I think the 3-4 battle in the East is going to be really interesting as well. Like if you're the Knicks and the Cavs, I mean, you are monitoring the Detroit Pistons injury report as it pertains to Cade Cunningham over the final week of the season. Like even if Cleveland, let's say, had the ability, the Knicks lose out and the Cavaliers have the ability to jump them for the 3 seed. They're only a game back, by the way, so it wouldn't require this insane collapse by the Knicks. If you're the Cavs, do you want the 3 seed? Do you want to line up for a second round matchup with the Celtics, or would you rather take your chances with the Hawks or the Raptors, whoever it is, in that 4-5, and then line up against Detroit conceivably in the second round?
Nick, would Jaden Ivey have been waived for his anti-gay sentiments if he were good?
Just jump right to it, Mike. Jeez,
man, that's a great question. I think he'd have to be really good. So this is a fair question because we have players like John Morant, who, he hasn't said anything anti-LGBT, but he's, been pretty public with some controversial weapons-related issues. And because he's John Morant, no, there's never been any talk of, like, should we cut this guy? Is he going to be kicked out of the league? Kyrie Irving, I guess, went through something somewhat similar. Again, not LGBT, but some controversial statements, some controversial tweets. Nobody was ever thinking, oh, this is the last we've ever seen of Kyrie Irving in the NBA. It might have lost him his spot with the Brooklyn Nets, but a player like that was never just going to wash out of the league. It's definitely a part of it. This whole situation, I mean, it's kind of hard to speak on, right? I mean, this is well beyond, somebody just coming out and making a controversial comment. If anybody who's watched the clips, like there's clearly a lot more going on behind the scenes there. To me, that seemed like somebody who's a little bit manic, a little bit unstable. And, my guess is that this had been happening behind the sines for several weeks, probably with the Chicago Bulls. So that probably had something to do with it. But just a tough situation, man. A tough situation, for a guy who not that long ago, even as early or as recently as early last season, we felt like might be taking the next step.
I want to play you a clip from Mark Cuban real quick. And can you explain the backstory of why he says he regrets the Maverick? Here's the selling the Mavericks. Here's the clip.
Why did you sell the Mavericks?
Because it's a big emotional commitment, right? You hear the passion and everything. Now imagine going up and down like that every single game. That's hard.
Yep.
2, my kids, they were coming of the age where they would be of the mindset, maybe they want to work at the Mavs, and I didn't want that for them. It can be abusive a lot.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, if fans don't like what you're doing or the team's not doing well, you're the worst human being on the planet, and they treat you that way.
Do you have any regret?
I don't regret selling. I regret who I sold to. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes in the process, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, what did he mean he regrets who he sold to and why?
I think he probably still feels some stewardship, if not, kind of passive ownership of the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, Mark Cuban has basically been the face of the Mavs for as long as I followed the NBA. Obviously, you had Dirk Nowitzki as the on-court face, but very few owners, I think, have kind of taken on a personality in a way that Mark Cuban has. And even though he sold the team, and according to his comments there, kind of wanted to absolve himself of that emotional relationship, that emotional burden that owning an NBA team was apparently weighing on him, I still think he feels a sense of responsibility, right? I mean, all the players on the current roster were guys that he interacted with, guys that he had a hand in bringing in. And, even if you're somebody who you sell a company, you sell a team, it's really hard to just say, all right, I'm totally washing my hands of this. I'm just not going to pay attention to the asset that I've been holding and nurturing and monitoring for the last 25 years. I mean, what he's getting at is the Luka Doncic trade, right? I think he's saying, look, I would have loved to have sold this thing to somebody who could maintain the same type of relationship I had with the fan base. I mean, Mark Cuban was controversial at times. There are certainly decisions made during his tenure that I'm sure fans didn't totally agree with, but that happens with just about every sports franchise in any league. And I think from his perspective, to see how this has unraveled basically over the course of 1 year, where you have fans throwing mock funerals and protesting outside the arena, and the guy that you brought in to be the post Luka Doncic trade savior and Anthony Davis now plays for the Wizards. I think Mark Cuban probably still feels some sense of responsibility for maybe not better vetting who he sold this team to.
Last thing for you, Nick, the awards market starting to shore up in the NBA. Which of the awards, Coach of the Year, Rookie of the Year, MVP, all of that, is the most up in the air right now?
I would have said Coach of the Year pretty recently, but I do think Cade Cunningham going down and then the Pistons continuing to play really well without him is probably the last step for JB Bickerstaff to bring this thing home. Joe Mazzulla was making a charge. I thought there was still a case for someone like Mitch Johnson, even Charles Lee, with the way that the Hornets have had their turnaround. But it feels like Bickerstaff kind of has that one sealed up. Pistons are going to be the 1 seed. I think it has to be most improved player, Brandon. And, the odds would back that up where it's almost dead even right now at most books. I'm looking at DraftKings right now. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, -105. Jalen Duren, even money. It feels like kind of a two-man race. Denny Avdia, Jalen Johnson have fallen back a little bit. Jalen Duren had been the incumbent for the most part over the last couple of months, but I'm sure you're paying attention to this. Southeast Division rival in the Atlanta Hawks. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's playing incredible basketball, man. The guy doesn't miss games. He's become insanely more efficient on higher volume this year. That's one that feels like a total toss-up.
Yeah, as somebody who's holding a Brandon Miller of the Hornets ticket, I'm a little disappointed he's not in that discussion. But
in most years, he'd be a viable candidate.
Yeah, especially with the turnaround that they had. Nick Whalen, rotowire.com. You can also catch him daily on SiriusXM and VSiN, the sports betting network. Thanks so much, Nick.
Anytime, man.
Tickets on us in 2027. Up next, a full detail of how the Jags landed in Orlando in 2027 and what the ripple effects of that one season will be after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be back right after this.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Every team needs franchise players, the kind you build around for years. Your home deserves the same. Too many Florida houses are stuck with builder-grade windows that don't even last a decade. Renewal by Andersen replaces them every single day. That's not durability. That is a draft bust. Acclaim Impact windows at Renewal are custom built for Florida's brutal heat, humidity, and storm season. With Fibrex material that's twice as strong as vinyl, they're built for longevity. They don't warp, crack, or degrade over time. They're also engineered to withstand high-velocity impact and flying debris, providing enhanced storm protection and peace of mind. And thanks to superior insulation, they help reduce energy loss and lower those utility bills. Comfort, safety, beauty, and value. That's a winning combination. And right now, during the 31-day spring savings event, when you buy 2 replacement windows or doors, you'll get the third 60% off. How good is that? So whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets quality.
The City Beautiful now has a pro volleyball squad that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, non-stop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports that has out there. And we've got a Game Head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com, and we'll see if we can get you a seat on us. Bring the friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team.
Emergency crews are blocking all lanes, clearing up a crash on Simpson Road southbound at Osceola Parkway. 2 right lanes are blocked on John Young Parkway northbound at State Road 408. I believe the left lane's only getting by. You're going to get stuck in slowdowns all throughout I-4 eastbound on the beach. Lines backed up. We got some people heading towards the Space Coast to see the launch later this afternoon. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Burger King. Burger King has been working on a Whopper. And thanks to you, it's never been this good.
Home auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV. If something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered. Progressive.com or 800-PROGRESSIVE. It probably can be.
I got the first real 6
Brian Adams. Roll with the Punches Tour 2026. Night full of hits. Live at Kia Center, August 5th. With special guests Betar and Neil Giraldo. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Meet iPhone 17e. A whole lot for a lot less. With an almighty all-powerful A19 chip. The ceramic shield too, built to survive this. And this. And the 48-megapixel fusion camera with 2x optical quality zoom and next-gen portraits. And double the starting storage of iPhone 16e, watching the studio.
That's the dream!
And it comes with Apple Intelligence. And you can charge it with USB-C or with MagSafe accessories and a whole lot more, all for a lot less. Get the new iPhone 17 at AT&T today.
I've been talking about Better Edge for years. And having Better Edge as part of your portfolio is the sharpest bet you can make today. Go to betteredge.com today to learn more.
It's spring out here and time to get to work. Digging in, fixing up, getting things growing. At Tractor Supply, we've got what you need. From mowers, spreaders, and tillers to tools for every project. Soil, mulch, seeds and plants for the garden, plus feeding supplies for the animals you care for. With low prices every day. Dig into spring at Tractor Supply for life out here.
We are Orlando Sports Leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
If you're trying to keep up with everything happening on and off the court, we've got you covered on the podcast, Blake Buddy. You want to start with the first question for the Big Ten?
Oh, whatever.
Would you like to?
Yeah. So you're a Spartan, is that what I'm getting?
Exactly. So whether your bracket is busted or you just the real what's happening during the tournament, open your free iHeart Radio app, search Flagrant and Funny with Carrie Champion and Jamel Hill, and listen now.
Presented by Capital One.
founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on 2 stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
This is the Beat of Sports.
The NFL is spending a lot of money promoting flag football by design going towards the Olympics. They're putting a lot of money into the youth side. Their out is we fully support Team USA and putting the best players in the field. There'll never be a tryout. You know that. There'll never be a tryout. They're not going to embarrass NFL guys of getting cut. Or they'll have to basically strong arm their way and say, no, we're putting NFL players out there.
Now we're just babying egos.
Yeah.
Stop it.
So then you're okay by saying, let's send the best players in every sport that give us the best chance to win.
Yes.
That's not the NFL player. And it won't be...
I'm with that.
Okay. Oh, I am too. I am too.
We're really scared about hurting an NFL player's feelings if he gets cut.
Oh yeah, they won't do. No chance. I mean, guys have got it from basketball, but I think it's a different approach.
Grow up. Stop being a baby.
They're not going to do that now.
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Let's get ready and follow through.
Oh yeah, I can roar. Turn it up a sec. Right here. Neil in Orlando. Yeah, the news broke at the end of our show yesterday that the Jaguars are indeed going to play in Orlando for the 2027 season. There were all sorts of partying downtown last night at City Hall. The Jags cheerleaders were there. The mascot Jackson DeVille was there. Shad Khan, the owner, and quarterback Trevor Lawrence were there via video on the big screen talking about the excitement of playing in Orlando. Today, Shad Khan, the owner, team president Mark Lamping, and VP of football operations Tony Baselli were in town for a news conference. This morning, the Bulldog was there. Also, Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer was there. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings was there. Jacksonville Mayor Donna Deegan was also at the news conference. I want to play you a couple of clips, Krabby Kravs, from the news conference today. First, I want to play a clip from Shad Khan, who made a point. Remember when you were at the NFL owners meeting last year and you had the NFL officials say, hey, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers may get in the way of, the Jaguars playing 27 in Orlando. Listen to Shad Khan going out of his way to thank the Buccaneers.
So, and I believe the league got it right yesterday with the unanimous approval of Orlando as our home here next year in 2027. So I do want to thank Commissioner Roger Goodell and the other 31 owners. Obviously, we were sold on Orlando from day one. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in particular for their support and in really making all this happen.
Okay.
Interesting.
That was very interesting. And after,
yeah, see, who's the reporter now?
You got your little test card in your hat there, huh?
Hot on their tail, Mikey.
Jimmy Cannon over there. A little Grantland Rice. So
all I had to do was sip some bourbon, Mike, at the cocktail party.
You and
do my reconnaissance.
You and Red Smith over there. Maybe a little Jim Murray.
I've never felt more like a detective than I do right now.
So after the press conference, they had little breakout sessions where, you had a little scrum with Shad Khan. So I asked Shad Khan, I go, you specifically thanked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, were you worried? And he goes, and he sort of, talked around it. And then I did a follow-up, and I said...
You pressed him. That's why they call Mike the Bulldog.
Yeah, so I pressed him, and I probably have it on my iPhone recording. I should have given it to Jaden to record, but I asked him, I go, could the Bucs have stopped this move? He goes, they didn't. They didn't stop this move. So let's just leave it at that, okay?
Oh, okay, a little defensive.
Yeah, he got a little defensive. And I was like, I think they had to lobby the Buccaneers. Like your source said, I think the Buccaneers were not too happy about it. And may have stood in the way until, I don't know what negotiations took place. It's only they only needed 75% of the owners, but if the Bucs had objected and sort of lobbied against it,
right? And that's also what I was told in that moment is exactly that. There is a fraternity approach to this. Yes, there is a certain percentage they have to hit, but they don't like to make moves that other owners who are directly impacted are uncomfortable with because they don't want that coming back around to them.
Right.
So they try and operate as more of a consensus.
Right. All right, so Steve Hogan, the president of Florida Citrus Sports, who joined our show yesterday, but today at the press conference, I want you to listen to him talk about just the opportunity for Orlando here.
We have an opportunity as a community to show the world what we can do, right? But it is our chance, Orlando, businesses, community leaders, residents. You're going to get this chance to see what it feels like, right? To have this quality of life in our community. But then we have to take our job seriously, and we got to buy season tickets and plans, and that building needs to be sold out for the entire season. And that's the chance that Shad and Mark and the team have given us, and we got to rise to the occasion and show them that Orlando can sell out an NFL season.
I think we need to start the move right now, Kravitz. We need to be on board here. Yep. We need to help sell out that.
I agree. I think that if we're being probabilistic about this, the most likely effect of the Jags playing here is nothing. But as far as bringing a professional sports team here, but here's the thing. I can guarantee you it won't happen if there's lackluster support.
Right.
The only way that you can make sure that you leave no stone unturned here for the future of sports in this city is to show up at that building and be the most ravenous I don't care who you cheer for in real life. Be the most ravenous Jags fan there is. Just create a great environment before the game, during the game, after the game, support the businesses around it. If all of those things happen, you've at least said, hey,
look at us.
Yes, look at us. We gave it our best shot. Make people pay attention to you, because if people don't show up to that building, it'll be, well, it's Orlando, and they'll look somewhere else. Don't let them look somewhere else.
No, we are the biggest market in this country without Major League Baseball and without an NFL team. If, as Hogan said on our show yesterday, we show them, man, what a beast that city is when it comes to supporting the NFL, at least, as you said, at least we'll make them think twice about it.
To me, this is like getting an internship. Your foot is in the door.
Right.
Now make it to where they go, we got to hire this guy. That's the opportunity that we have as sports
that's
fans.
A good one now.
In the city. You can, you know what, Mike?
Right.
You can have it.
Okay.
Up next, midweek mic'd up. We'll hear from the best, the brightest, and the dumbest. Next.
Man, I gotta have it. It's a one of a kind. Now I'm going once, going twice. I'm sold to Bianchi on the radio show. 96.9 on the dial. I know him and BK won't tell you no lies. Man, I just love those Orlando guys. Sold. Game on the radio.
Oh, man, that is a really cool talkback. Almost as cool as the folks at Mills Air. Heating, cooling, installation, and maintenance. They make the process simple, effective, and affordable for all. They've been good to me for years, and because of their professionalism and high quality, my AC is one thing that I never worry about at my house. And for any homeowner that's listening out there, you know you have many worries on a daily basis. If your system's acting weird or you just want to get ahead of things, ahead of these summer months, give Leon a Mills Air a call. The number to call, 407-277-1159, or you can stop by online, see what they're all about at millsair.com.
Hey, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, here to tell you that even though it's coming up on Saturday, April 11th, it's more like the Black Friday for appliances at Aggressive Appliances. It's their humongous spring clearance event at their showroom at 617 Mercy Drive in Orlando. Save up to 75% on all the top brands like Bosch, KitchenAid, Samsung, Whirlpool, and so many more. And the best part, you can test drive these appliances in live kitchens before you buy. That means no guessing. You know exactly what you're getting. Plus, they're giving away thousands of dollars in raffle prizes, and they've got appliances for every budget. The experts at Aggressive Appliances will help you find exactly what you need, and they handle delivery, installation, and service too. Don't miss it. Saturday, April 11th. For more information and to shop online, go to aggressiveappliances.com. That's aggressiveappliances.com, where the only way to shop is to be aggressive and save like a champion.
Running a business is hard enough. Don't make it harder with dozens of apps that don't talk to each other. One for sales, another for inventory, a separate one for accounting. That's software overload. Odoo is the all-in-one platform that replaces them all. CRM, accounting, inventory, e-commerce, HR, fully integrated and easy to use, and built to grow with your business. Thousands have already made the switch. Why not you? Try Odoo for free at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Guys, here's the truth. Buying a diamond has never been easy, and now with lab-grown diamonds in the mix, it's even trickier. Are you paying too much? Are you really getting the most for your money? Here's the good news. At International Diamond Center, we cut through the confusion. We give you the straight facts, remove the mystery, and teach you how to make a smart choice, whether you're leaning toward a lab-grown diamond or a timeless natural one. For over 40 years, our mission has stayed the same. Protect the consumer. Reveal the real story behind pricing. Expose the tricks so you don't overpay. We've done it with natural diamonds forever. Now, we're doing the exact same thing with lab-grown. At IDC, you'll find an unmatched selection of both, natural and lab-grown, right here in our showroom. We'll let you compare them side by side, as many as you want, until you're completely confident. And no matter which you choose, you get our direct, no-nonsense pricing every day. No inflated markups, no games to maximize profit. Just exceptional value and honest dealing. Don't guess, don't wonder. Come to the experts you can trust. International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall of Millenia.
It is Naquan Murray, and I'm suiting up for our first ever game at the Kids Center, April 5th, when we take on the Quad City Steamrollers. Be part of Pirates history and feel the energy of arena football right up close. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Ready to dance? Right now on Hard Rock Bet, new customers get paid double winnings on your first 10 bets, and we'll keep you dancing all tourney with 2 profit boosts for every day of hoops. That's right, all customers can get a parlay profit boost and a live bet profit boost from now till they cut down the nets. Double winnings, daily dancing boosts, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
When your garage door breaks, you don't want a call center. You want someone who actually cares. That's Dynamic Garage Door, family owned, not corporate owned. From broken springs to new garage doors, they treat every customer like family with honest pricing, on-time service, and the customer service and care you expect. No scripts, no runaround, just experienced technicians who stand behind their work. Call Darren and Jackie today and experience the difference local service makes. Dynamic Garage Door. Strong, reliable, family owned.
Hey, it's Jack Bradshaw, Program Director with iHeart Radio. And when it comes to getting around Central Florida, from our Monster Brew buses to our Tampa Bay Bucks listener bus trip, we trust MCA Transportation. For over 25 years, MCA has been the go-to for everything from luxury executive rides to full-size passenger buses. Whether it's a school field trip or a team bus, airport transfer, or group outing, MCA delivers comfort, reliability, and top-tier service every time. Ride with the best. Visit MCAtransportation.com. That's MCAtransportation.com.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
At Easy Cater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. The 9 a.m. staff meeting? How about breakfast burritos and lots of coffee? Big client presentation at noon? Let's do Mediterranean bowls. Accounting's gotta work late. Keep them pepped up with spicy noodles. With Easy Cater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with Easy Cater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts, and most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. Member FDIC.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Orlando will be the temporary home of the Jaguars after NFL owners approved Camping World Stadium as the team's venue for the 2027 season. The Magic, they'll host Atlanta tonight in the second half of a back-to-back. Orlando is still holding a play-in spot after they beat Phoenix. And Tiger Woods, he's going to step away from golf to seek treatment and focus on his health following last week's crash in Florida. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Lowe's.
Pros, if something runs out on the job, order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered to your job site by 8 p.m. See terms at lowes.com/shipping terms, subject to change.
Michael Eric Dyson for the Bail Project.
Our founders drafted the 8th Amendment to prohibit excessive cash bail. They never meant for it to hold people in jail. They knew excessive bail would create one system of justice for the rich and one for everyone else. But today, cash bail traps people in jail before they've even had their day in court. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeart Radio app. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Oh, yeah, play it, Johnny Cash.
Love is a burning thing.
It's a burning thing, baby.
It's hot, baby.
It
Yeah.
makes a fiery ring.
Oh, you gotta get in that ring, baby. You gotta learn how to take that ring of fire.
Hotter than a hot dog, way.
You know what it is? It's hotter than a Budweiser that's been left out in the sun for a while. Isn't that right, Harry Carey?
The sun's, I've lost the bubbles. It's unbelievable. Home run, Ryan Sandberg. He did it as a ghost. It's unbelievable.
All right, let's get to Mic'd Up. Let's start with Jacksonville Mayor Donna Deegan today at the press conference in Orlando talking about, hey, just because the Jaguars are coming to Orlando, that doesn't mean they're going to leave a certain moniker behind. Listen to Donna Deegan.
I've heard a little talk since I got here. A couple people came up to me and said, there's been some talk that we really can't use the Duval cheer while we're here. It has to find something like orange or something like that. That's not happening, okay? That is a non-negotiable. Duval has to stay with the accent on the Duval. Got it? Okay. So we'll teach you. We'll have Coach Cohen come up and teach everybody how to do the Duval cheer. It'll be great.
No.
But don't get any crazy ideas here, Orlando. We love you. You're our neighbor. We appreciate you. We're Southern through and through, and we like to share. But in a year, after 27, they're coming on home. They're coming back down 95.
Okay. All right, so I don't think we should keep the Duval. I think we should go with Orlando.
Nah, you can't.
What?
It's 1 year. If it was multiple years,
Orlando.
You can definitely write that in the paper. We could sell some shirts. We should definitely, by the way, sell some shirts.
We should, Orlando.
But man, I really should do that. No, I'm stuck on that.
Let's do it, Crab.
But no, I'm going to support the fine people of Jacksonville here. It's 1 year. We are renting the team, and you can't change. You can't force a new slogan. You got to keep it. I don't think
Orlando.
I don't think it'll catch on. There's not enough time. It's one season. I don't think that
we have a year to market it.
We only have a year. We only have a season to execute it, though. It takes.
Okay, but we can think of the T-shirts we could sell.
We could still sell T-shirts. I'm not pushing back on
Let's
T-shirts.
make it happen. Let's make it happen. Orlando, put those, Kravitz. We could give those away as prizes on the show. Kidding me?
I'm not giving these away. We're selling these.
It could be like, welcome to Orlando in I-95's like on the shirt or something.
Yeah.
We could do something clever, local.
Yeah. It's my idea. I thought of it.
Absolutely.
And I'm willing to give you and Jaden 33%, 33%.
Done.
Let's do it.
I'm signed.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. What do you, Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings, what do you think about Duval staying?
I'm closely aligned with the Jaguars. My wife is from Jacksonville, and we've teased her a long time about being from Duval, right?
So Jerry Demings says Duval stays as well. So
it's got to. It's part of the Jaguars branding. I don't think Liam Cohen should be offering up any sort of
Orlando.
Yeah, I don't think he should be teaching the class. It'd be like me teaching foreign linguistics. I think it would be a bad idea.
Do we have Liam Cohen doing Duval? Or no? No, we don't have that. All right. So new Gators coach John Summerall, the new football coach, was on our show. What was that? A few weeks ago? Few weeks ago.
It was at the start of the Orlando City season.
Yeah, and here's what he said about coaches complaining about the changing landscape of college football on our show a few weeks ago.
The rules change. Things evolve. You can either whine and complain and probably die, or you can evolve and adapt with the changes and try to find ways to make them fit what you do and thrive and succeed in the new landscape,
Okay, so he said you can whine and complain or you can die. All right? So now I want you to listen to Ohio State coach Ryan Day earlier this week during his press conference about the changing landscape.
And some dinosaurs figured out how to continue to adapt, and some died. And I guess that's a little extreme, but I think it's kind of the way it is in college football. The people who know how to adapt are going to continue to move on, and the ones who don't, they die.
So he said the same thing John Summerall said, adapt or die.
This is fascinating. We're learning so much about prehistory.
Isn't it? Why did they both use the same analogy? Adapt or die.
There must be some TED Talk or something out there where somebody used this analogy, or maybe your guy David Goggins did it in a 5-minute podcast.
Yeah, maybe
had to be something.
I think
like that.
I thought it was fascinating.
I don't like that the dinosaurs aren't here to defend themselves.
Yeah.
They're just getting dragged.
Yeah, it's not their fault that the weather changed and a big comet hit the Earth back then, or is that what happened? I don't know what happened. Then they were in the tar pits.
What are you talking about, Mike?
The tar pits? Dinosaurs are in the tar pits? Yeah. I don't know. Anyway.
I was told they all went to a farm at my uncle's house.
New Dolphins coach Jeff Hafley. I'm building a new culture.
You set a standard and you talk to the players about what the expectation is, and you hold them to it. And you make it very black and white is, these are the things we talked about together. This is the standard that we want. This is how we're going to hold each other accountable, and then we're going to hold you to it. It's not going to be, hey, this is what we say we want, but then we're going to not show up on time, and we're not going to put in the extra work, and we're not going to do the little things that we're saying. That's not how it's going to work. It's going to be a shared vision, and then my job and our job as coaches is to hold them to that. Because if you're telling me you want to be up here and be this great, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sit down and have that conversation, and then don't get mad at me when it's 110 degrees and you don't feel like doing it anymore. I'm going to make you do it because you told me when you were comfortable in this meeting room in air conditioning that that's what you wanted, and I'm going to remind you of that.
Is he taking a shot at Mike McDaniel there? Huh?
I mean, Mike McDaniel, name the last Joe Philbin, the last 10 Dolphins coaches. This team has been pillowy soft since, you'd have to go back to Dave Wannstedt, was the last time they had a coach where you felt like coach,
what about
defense,
interim coach
identity.
Dan Campbell?
Dan Campbell had a little bit of toughness. Tony Sparano had some moments, but I'm talking about a long-term successful head coach that preached and delivered on toughness. It's been a long time. I am all in.
Of course you are.
On Jeff Hafley.
Yeah.
This is what they need. These guys need to be beat up in the summer.
When the new coach comes out, we're going to be tougher. There's going to be a different culture. You hear it all the time. We're going to pin our ears back and go after them.
I know. I am fully aware of what's happening here. The Dolphins are doing what every team does in sports. The pendulum swung too far in one direction, and they say, quick, go the other way. So you're offensive-minded and soft and flashy. Now they go, get rid of the flash. Bring in meat and potatoes. Get mad at these guys. Make them work out with 2-a-days. That's what they got.
Yeah.
You see what I said? 2-a-days? Huh? No, the 2-a-days are over down in Miami.
We don't need no 2-a-days, okay?
I haven't worked out in 17 years. I'm fine. Cubs win. Cubs win.
You're Harry Carey. Cracks me up every time.
Up next, your texts, your talkbacks. We want to hear from you, Gameheads. Light us up. 50857.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
You know, something I learned recently as a homeowner is that waiting for your garage door to break before you do something about it is like a fast pass to inconvenience at the highest level. Getting stuck inside of your garage, you're trying to leave for work, and boom, the garage door won't open. That sounds awful. So what you do next matters a lot. You want someone that actually cares. That's Dynamic Garage Door. Family owned, not corporate owned. From broken springs to new garage doors, they treat every customer like family. No pushy scripts, no runaround, just experienced technicians who stand behind their work. Call Darren and Jackie today, who run the show over there. Family-run operation. It's Dynamic Garage Door. Strong, reliable, family-owned.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on 2 stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
Simpson Road southbound at Osceola Parkway. All lanes are still blocked there. 2 right lanes are blocked. I-4 westbound before Lake Mary Boulevard. There's a vehicle fire getting cleared up on I-4 eastbound before US 92. It's going to be stop and go where the beach line meets the Greenway. Everybody's heading towards the Space Coast to see the rocket launch later this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts, and most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. Member FDIC.
Orlando, the storm has arrived, and now it's time to turn up the intensity. This Saturday, April 4th at 8 p.m., your Orlando Storm are back at Inter & Co Stadium for Game 2, and the energy is only getting stronger. Get your tickets now at UFLstorm.com and be there when the storm strikes again.
Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang here from Las Culturistas
just requesting your ears on our podcast.
Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You could win once-in-a-lifetime can't-buy Arctic experiences at the brand-new iHeartRadio Theater Orlando, powered by Sunwave Energy. We're talking VIP access, exclusive performances, and unforgettable moments. Enter now for your chance to win at XL1067.com.
This is it, Orlando. Brackets are busting, upsets are brewing, and the road to the College Hoops Championship is heating up. Catch every second at Stadium Club, Orlando's most immersive sports bar with 360-degree game time viewing. Fuel your crew with game day food and drink specials, play in our sports simulators, and jam with our DJ. Plus, parking is free. Don't just watch the tournament, feel the energy, and live the excitement of every bucket. Reserve your seat now on Open Table or at stadiumclub.com.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
All we talk about is the play, not the pay. I think that's the difference. I think that's the reason why we're seeing this surge. There's not this obsession with how much is this player worth? How much are they getting paid? If they don't play, how much are they getting paid not to play? All these different things. The Darren Peterson saga with, well, I don't want to, my hammy. All of that is null and void. The international play that we have seen in this spike in popularity and this trend that every league is going to, how can we make this country versus country? I think it represents the purity of sports that has largely been lost, and it is just winning for the sake of winning, and people appreciate that. That's my theory.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Hey, what's up? It's Hammer Harrison with the world famous Harlem Globetrotters, and you're listening to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
little non-sports related rage cage here. I live in Titusville, born and raised here. I'm 33 years old now. I mean, grew up loving watching all the shuttle launches. Everybody coming out to the Space Coast for a good time, but man, did I not miss 500,000 people showing up on a random Wednesday. It is insane out here.
Yeah, people all into watching the rockets take off. You know, I've never done that. I've never been on the site of a rocket launch.
Really?
Are you missing? This might be a dumb question, but are you missing much compared to just viewing it from thousands of miles away, hundreds of miles away?
I used to live at Cape Canaveral. I could like right by the beach. I could go right to the beach, like a quarter of a mile away. Yeah, I mean it's breathtaking when you're just seeing it up close and personal. Yeah. Kravitz, you live in Florida. I mean,
That's
live
one of those
close.
state of Florida musts.
Yeah.
That would be a good text question one day.
Very good.
State of Florida must. What was our text question? Oh, you're the worst. Yeah, I know. It's the end of the 4 o'clock hour. We're bringing it up for the second time on the show. April Fool's Day. Well, the worst that you've ever been fooled by anyone.
Or
on
the
April
worst that
Fool's
you've
Day.
ever fooled somebody.
Yeah.
I did one that was so cruel, I won't even say it on the air. So,
but a little, maybe just a hint.
No.
I've fooled myself in the past. I think I have to stay off of Twitter on a day like this because everything I see. I saw there was a player that for UCF that was approved for his 8th year of eligibility. I was going to go, and it's fake. It's a lie. So I can't. Everything that you see, you don't know if it's true. There was one report today that said Joel Embiid isn't going to play tonight. Joel Embiid had to quote tweet the guy and say, "Yes, I am. This must be an April Fool's joke." So, especially now that I'm betting more, I can't deal with this fake information stuff. I need the real stuff. I need this day to be over. I don't like April Fool's Day. I don't like to not know what's real and what's not. We live in a world of AI and fake news as it is, and then we have a day that celebrates it. I think April Fool's Day, if I was made president for a day, April Fool's Day would be canceled. Be one of my first moves.
Stop it.
Yes. Somebody said every day is April Fool's Day nowadays. It is kind of like that. That's my point. Is there's so much stuff out there every day. The idea, the premise of April Fool's Day doesn't really make sense anymore because every day there's something out there where you go, is this real?
Yeah, you see,
is this real?
AI generated meme of Donald Trump saying something outlandish. Not that you need an AI generated meme for that, but but yeah,
those I assume are real. I was watching a video the other day. This was, they talk about just mindless seconds that you'll never get back. I'm watching this video of a giraffe in the back of a car traveling down the highway. It's real. And I just thought it would look so fascinating that I guess they were transporting it from one zoo to another or something. And then the giraffe falls out of the truck and starts tumbling down the road. And I went, this isn't real.
Right.
There's no way. Why am I watching this in the first place? And why did somebody spend the time to put a fake video like this on the internet? And it wasn't even on April 1st. So we had our first game-ending ABS challenge in Major League Baseball history today. The Orioles-Rangers game ended with robots. Beep, boop.
Did you see the call yesterday? Did you see? Yeah, I tried to tell you about it earlier. You obviously didn't see.
I have not seen it.
The umpire, CB Buckner, I guess he's like the worst umpire in the league, right?
Well, his last name is Buckner. You can't have that last name in baseball.
So he's at first base during the Brewers-Rays game yesterday. Watch the video of this, all right? He's at first base, and the guy, who was it? Jake Bowers hits an infield single, clearly beats it out, steps on first place, and the guy goes, nope, he missed first base. And he steps right on the back, and both managers just like look at each other and smile. They're like,
How did he miss that?
He must have been drunk like Harry Carey during the game.
He had one too many Budweisers, but we've all been there. It's human technology. Better don't forget it, coming up 60 seconds away.